Magnus.
Sean. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Episode 4.
Episode 4. Nice.
Of a podcast.
I got to tell you,
This
as
past
far as we made it in episode 2 and 3,
yeah,
I think we might finish it out, dude.
we might close it
I
out.
think we're close.
you know, I'll tell you, the end of Metal Gear Solid is it's bottom heavy. You know,
That's the best ending video game I've ever seen.
yeah, it's
Period.
It's also lengthy, so I don't know.
It's really yeah.
We might be able to crack it out. This would definitely crack it out into it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So let's see where we left last time on a podcast that surpassed Metal Gear Z.
Right.
Remember how Dragon Ball Z would end last time?
Yeah, vaguely. I didn't watch too much of it. I seen
Yeah.
some of it though. That's how they ended it.
Every time you started it, they would be like, "Last time on Dragon Ball Z."
That
then
sounds sort of familiar.
They would discuss it. Yeah. So we were just
Episode 3. We were
about to insert the third key.
Right. Well, we inserted the third key, the real hot one.
Yeah.
It was red, and then son of a bitch.
Motherfucker.
Right. Snake finds out that instead of stopping the launch, he's actually activated it.
Fucking dumbass.
And he can't go back on it because the system only, once those towers dropped,
It's a one-time use.
it's a one-time use. You cannot go. But the Snake's only option now, and they talk about this throughout the game a couple times. There's only two options: either physically destroy Metal Gear or stop the launch of the nukes themselves. Right?
Yeah.
Or I guess you're arming them. Or
Yeah.
what are you actually doing with the?
I think you're
You're not arming the nukes.
There's a fail-safe system in place.
Right.
The nukes are unarmed.
So he can't do that now.
Yeah.
So his only option is to
Yeah.
fight this thing.
I do love the parts where they're like, if you can't figure out how to stop Metal Gear, you're just gonna have to go destroy it yourself.
Right.
That gets me so fucking charged, man.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go. Go fight the big old robot now.
Yeah.
Snake tried even though he's had a couple run-ins in the past. This thing, he probably tries his damnedest not to actually do this.
Yeah.
Because it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
He probably tries to do the smart tech thing and actually do the smart thing and work around and try to shut it down.
Yeah.
He's
like, I'll sneak about and stealthily figure it out. If someone told me like, hey, the big robot in your imagination, you're always fighting in Center City. If someone told me I had no choice but to fight him, I'd fucking go down there and give him a what for. Like Snake is a practical dude, and he is
a practical dude.
He wants to live. He wants to survive.
Survival's his only thing that he does. Cares about.
I put victory over survival in my personal life. Mm-hmm. As a warrior, I march right down to fucking Center City and stop Metal Gear with my
victory before. Oh, okay.
With my bare fucking hands.
Man.
Yeah, like I'm getting psyched up.
Fighting some mecha.
We might have to fucking knock these walls down. I'm getting hyped.
There's only 4 of them.
Just gotta get that. I'll go get my sword in front of the other room and just fucking.
You take care of the walls, Sean. Okay? I got the ceiling,
dude. I see Metal Gear, and
we're gonna sky it up.
Yeah, we're gonna take the roof off.
Yeah,
if I see Metal Gear and I have my sword nearby, one slice right to the middle.
Oh,
look,
yeah.
I make a large jump. Right, I'm in the street and I'm looking at him.
Oh man, listen to this.
I make a large jump to the building nearest left me. Right, easily 2 or 3 stories.
Oh, easy.
And just fucking, I'm right parallel with him. I just cut right across them.
That was a good sound effect.
I crossed the street. Boom,
boom.
Fucking, that's 1 Metal Gear down.
1 Metal Gear down. Shit.
Bring 50 at him.
What is this? This sword that's cutting through the really tough armament.
Yeah.
What is this sword made of, dude? I gotta know.
It's the Magnus gift sword.
Well, that's a different story. That makes sense now. If that's what it is, then you could definitely do that with Metal Gear.
It's that, and combined with my right arm strength,
the gifted katana from Magnus.
Yeah, that's what it like when it enters my inventory.
That's the special power behind it. That's what it really.
When it enters my inventory, that's what it's named in my inventory.
Nice.
Gift from Magnus.
Nice.
And then I just take this. Look at his right arm. Right, just for the listener, I'm pulling my fucking arm out.
Yeah, he's getting ready for sword play here for battle.
Boom!
Boom!
These guns. So you want to go to a gun show? I'm right
There's
here.
The gun show, dude.
Right, gun show right in the studio. Striations. This this is useless. The sword is useless. You combine the two. I cut.
So it's the combination that gets the job done.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's like the Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
You know, it's like this is my arm. This is the sword. But without it, I'm useless.
With the gun, I'm useless.
Yeah.
Or without the gun, and the gun is useless without me.
Yeah.
That's a symbiotic relationship.
It is. Yeah.
We both need each other to survive.
Yeah. With that thing in my hand.
It's the truth.
Yeah, it's like Kill Bill. Like if I say with no ego. If I meet God, I will cut God.
Right. Hattori Hanzo said,
Yeah.
if we meet God on the path, he'd probably lose, but he did say God will be cut.
Yeah.
That's beast. That's something else to say.
I'm so full of my own ego. I feel I would fight God given the chance.
I would.
Yeah.
I would.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. I don't even have to think about that. No hesitation.
You know, I'll do you one better. I'll fight Floyd Mayweather.
Wow.
Like
Jeez.
knowing that I can't beat him, I would just say as a fellow warrior, if you gave me that, I would honorably accept, and I would fight with honor. I would spar this man.
I'd like to spar. I like to spar all the really good ones. That's the best way to learn.
I'll fight I'll fight all 4 billion men on Earth, given the chance. Just to see where we're at. Just see who's number one.
Wow, that's a lot of.
It's a lot of bros.
I think that would take you a good couple weeks.
All
maybe.
asses and elbows. just what's up? Just keep rising up the ranks. I would just because not even out of wanting to you know what I mean? Like the feet. You know what I mean? Like I would play defense the whole time. Just I knocked you out of the ring.
Best way to learn.
Yeah, I would.
Don't just end it quick.
Yeah,
I mean that's one thing. That's one philosophy. That's one strategy. There's techniques for that. There's good issue with that, or a good reason for that. But you know, like people who win all the time, they're not really learning all that much. That's the truth. No matter what it is, it's better to lose a lot. I think you learn a lot more by losing. No doubt. Yeah, just by keep winning.
It's like Jay-Z said, it's either I win or I learn. So it all evens up for me.
Let's say you play going back to Metal Gear. Let's say you just happen. It's the first time you're playing a game like this. First time you're playing the game at all.
Yeah.
And you just happen to do really well with the boss fights by chance. You're not really skilled. You don't know how the AI works. You don't know anything. You just keep winning. Just by luck, whatever. Right.
Yeah.
You're not learning anything. You're not getting better at anything. You're not losing.
You're not getting value out of the game.
Yes. So your next play around, you know that luck streak, no way that's going to happen again. And then now you're going to have, a tougher time, even though you do have experience playing it once. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a rough time, Magnus.
Yeah. Not fun.
You ever throw a controller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah. Not like to where it was. I have Okay. The only time I've ever, not to where it was like violently like against the wall where it broke or something but like.
Fuck you! Just throw it at the
I might have been on a boss fight that like maybe I haven't. Okay, the only reason I would have done it, maybe I haven't saved in a while.
Yeah.
And man, I just maybe yelled or said a curse word and like, really threw it like on the couch. I'd at least know not to throw it on something hard.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like a violent thing. Like, if I was on a Final Fantasy fight, like I mean like.
Oh, if you're like 4 hours deep and you forgot to save.
Well, that's one thing I'm talking about. Boss fight. Yeah. Like they're like in Final Fantasy X2.
Yeah.
There's this. I think it's X2. There's this thing called Magus or Magnus.
Are you talking about
the thing in the desert?
Talk about Gog Magog.
It's called Magus.
I'm thinking 13. Too.
Not the Magus sisters, but something's called. One of my variations of my name is in X2, and you're fighting them in a desert.
Nice.
I was on the fight for like half an hour, maybe 35 minutes. Like I wasn't really leveled up, and it was the first time I fought him. And I wasn't really. I was just surviving. I wasn't able to.
You're fighting a losing battle.
Beat me, man. That remote got tossed. On the couch or something, whatever. Then I walked away. Got some soda or whatever.
Yep.
At that age, whatever I was doing,
Yep. I've exhibited so much rage at video games throughout my whole life.
It happens. You play. The more you play them, the higher chance something like that's gonna.
I think it started with PlayStation 1 and it ended with PlayStation 2. I remember PlayStation 1. I remember just breaking controllers.
Games were harder, by the way. For older systems.
Like
no doubt about it.
Yeah. I forget if SNES and Genesis I'd broken through controllers. Definitely PlayStation controllers got broken. I don't know if any of the
Oh,
things...
like you up to the point where they... Well, like...
Yeah, smashed.
Yeah, I mean, the speed that I threw them up against the couch or whatever I threw them, if it was a wall or something hard,
Lethal speed.
they would have broke.
Yeah.
You know, they're just plastic.
I think I unplugged them at some point and just started like a lasso. Bang! Fuck you.
What happened to you in the game? Just you died
just
at some
losing,
point.
just getting beat. And
You know what? If it keeps happening, it is frustrating
Oh, yeah.
because you're spending a lot of time doing some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And some of these fights or some of these areas are lengthy. Mm-hmm. And if you can't get by it, that is like it's like
Oh yeah.
I'll shut it off and like I won't even just keep going back to it. I'll lose my mind. I'll just have to like I'll just get so front. I'll get so front. But I'm like kind of trying to be smart enough. Like okay, take a breath. I'll tackle this area or this dungeon or whatever I'm doing. That's tough. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll come back fresh.
Yep.
Whatever.
Once you learn that, yeah, you're good.
That usually works.
When I first got PlayStation 2,
I do better after that, you know.
yeah, I remember that was the point where I was like, I wanted to throw. I threw a controller once, and I was like, eh. And then I was about to throw one. I was playing like San Andreas, like GTA, and I remember just being like, dude, fucking, I got a new PlayStation 2. I gotta stop breaking controllers and being a fucking little baby about it.
Yeah, it costs money. Every time I break a controller, you need to buy.
And one thing, I was a spoiled brat as a kid, so like money was never an issue.
Right.
But something inside
I know I'll get a new controller eventually.
Something inside me just said, just be cool, dude. Just don't do it.
Right.
And I just, ooh. Okay.
What was that?
Interesting. It was no.
Why did it pop up? Because I think it popped up on there too.
It's because, goddamn.
God damn.
So, sorry guys, you're gonna listen to me navigate. Goddamn.
What was that anyway?
That was just like Microsoft gives you alerts when stuff happens. Oh, that's shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Microsoft.
Sweet.
How do I? Oh, here we go.
Free upgrades.
Focus. Yeah. Priority. Okay. Good.
So where the hell are we at?
Bill Gates can't bother us anymore.
Yeah, Gates is on. Gates will hold up.
Gates has been negated.
I think that the room that once you put in that card,
Yeah.
Liquid and Ocelot aren't there. You put in the card, you just initiated the thing.
5 horrible things happen all at once when you put that card in.
I think the room fills up with gas.
Fills up with gas.
You got to call Otacon to crack
Otacon,
his way.
He cracks his
not
way.
hack. Crack it. You know.
He shuts off the gas. Mm-hmm.
If you have a gas mask,
safe.
which you should, but I think it's an optional thing. You don't have to necessarily get it. I think it's one of those missable items. I think. But
if you got it, I think you can lay low and figure it out.
Oh, you're good. And even with the gas mask, eventually I think it just slows down your.
Doesn't it have a limited use?
There's no problem. So.
Yeah. So you just figure out Otacon. You're like, I'm gonna call the fucking guy.
You'll survive anyway if you keep your rations out.
Oh, yeah.
Once your O2 depletes, whether you're underwater or
life depletes
in a gas, once that depletes your life, you can still survive it without the gas mask. You don't need it, but you'll go through 1 or 2 rations, whatever it is.
It's a bit of a pro tip.
So, okay, this is a kind of an important scene. He walks out and
door unlocks.
He sees Freakazoid over here, Liquid, right. Yeah. What? This is kind of a. I thought it was a really, really cool written conversation.
He's shirtless now.
Yeah. Here's the point where he's shirtless. Just has like gloves, I think.
And I think it's crazy because you have the gas. You're locked in the room, and then I also think at some point around this point you discover that McDonald Miller that's when he reveals that he's Liquid Snake.
Right, he calls him on a codec. The call starts with him like laughing or something.
Yeah, he's like, ha,
real sinister. Yeah,
you stupid bitch, you did it for me.
Right,
Yep.
And he doesn't even sound like that anymore. He just sounds like Liquid.
Yeah,
right. And then as a player, you're like, wait a minute, because no one even has an inkling of that.
Yeah,
nobody. I didn't. I don't think I did. I don't remember thinking of that.
Roy Campbell, fucking fortuitously, jumps in on the call. Snake.
Yeah, they always jump in on each other's
That's
calls.
not Miller you've been talking to. He's been dead for at least 3 days.
Body. Right, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, dude, you just by coincidence, God damn it.
Right.
It's good. It's good storytelling, but it's
that's
like,
a hell of a. That's too much of a coinky dink.
yeah, it's very.
It's a little too convenient.
It's a bit of a Scooby Doo episode for me.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Hey, what are you gonna do?
But I like it.
It's a fictional story written by a fallible human being. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, like it's funny. I think Metal Gear Solid, like big fans, like treat Metal Gear Solid lore like actual history. You know, we're like, yeah, Solid Snake was the best soldier of the '90s.
Right, right. They'll be like asked that on an application.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's probably David Snake.
Yeah, David. Yeah, he never has a last name.
Yeah, he probably does. No one knows what it is, or if it's canon somewhere. I've never read it or heard it. You know. People will believe that enough. They'll actually like screw up and.
Yeah. It's kind of.
Oh, Jesus.
They're like, please write an essay on the Iran Contra thing. And I'm like, well, Venom Snake was out there.
Oh, Venom Snake was out there.
Yeah.
So Liquid and Snake are talking for a little bit. Liquid is basically ready to jump in the cockpit of Metal Gear.
He's ready to
go. Him and Snake are ready to go at it. Liquid in the Metal Gear itself, but they have a conversation about. Damn it, man! I forget some of the key points.
They start talking.
I know he talks about that he has. I think we mentioned this earlier. He thinks he has the recessive genes, like he has all the garbage just to make, and that they strengthen growth starting with octuplets. But then there was only 2 or 3 of them to strengthen that growth of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's pretty interesting.
At this point, he starts balking at Snake. Like, you've been a thorn in my side since we've been born. Like,
he really has a problem with
it. He just has this beef. And it is relayed later, before they have a fist fight, that he's like, I got all the recessive genes.
Is that when he says it?
Yeah.
I thought he said, because
he's like, you're fine.
I'm pretty sure he says it also there and then before he jumps in the cockpit. But he says it again because he's so bitter about it. He really believes that. I don't know where he got that information from, because
he was fed that information by the Patriots.
By the Patriots.
Yeah, son of a bitch.
Why the hell would they even lie about it? Who cares? Who knows that?
It was
just to motivate him.
It was part of the exercise.
Part of the exercise.
They scenarioed him
for him to think that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
His whole life has been a scenario of you're the weak one, Dave's the strong one.
Right.
And
little did they know it's not about your genes.
Yeah.
That's not really, and apparently that's not what it's about, because Snake is really the one with the recessive genes.
Yeah, the true exercise.
And he's the one who becomes becomes the smarter, the stronger, the guy who got it done.
Yeah,
right?
he becomes like the more witting one. Yeah,
so,
it was a whole exercise to see, hey, if we just, it was kind of a placebo effect. If we tell him that he's...
I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, if we tell the strong guy that he's weak and the weak guy he's strong, then let's...
They'll believe it. It'll become a real... I mean, they'll believe what you're telling you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it'll sink in. And it was just like, okay.
And you know what? Snake is smart. He's not even tied up. I'm not even just talking about his IQ per se. Like, he's not even tied up in this whole past thing. He's not tied up about what his genes are.
Yeah.
He's not... See, Liquid has been, I guess, sort of letting what his genetic material says about him be the only thing that's important about him in his life.
Yeah.
Snake is a total 180 on that. He's like, I don't know what my genes look like, and I don't care. I operate on instinct.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about who's like.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he would like to know who his parents are and meet him. I just mean, like, he doesn't. It's not a goal for him. He doesn't make that rule him, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Snake was also, for his whole life, he was never fed this information.
Right. He had. Yeah.
He didn't know he had a brother until he got there.
Big Boss. I guess he never talked. Like, he in Zanzibar Land and Outer Heaven. I forget. I guess they never went into that at all.
Yeah.
He knows nothing about
Les enfants
terribles.
Yeah.
He knows nothing about that, right? The
Yeah,
terrible children. That's what that means, folks.
Yeah. They put him. Les enfants terribles is it's a thing that they added in Metal Gear Solid. They said, well, hey, the bad guy's gonna be his twin clone brother, and they invented it at that point.
Right.
And Snake has been unaware of this the whole time. He doesn't even find out till he gets on the base.
I think that's Shadow Moses where he learns about all this. So
people keep saying, "Oh, you look like the guy," and he's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. A lot of people say that about him. You look just like him.
Liquid's been stewing. He's like, I suck, and I want to fight. Just
Liquid obviously, seriously, really needs. He has a lot of mental problems. He really I don't know if someone like him can be helped medically, but he needs therapy. That guy.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know if he's ever got a treatment, but like he really like has problems.
Yeah, the Patriots put him in that situation. They scenarioed him.
I feel sorry for him because he was controlled.
Yeah.
His whole life.
Yeah, they discover him
That's
early.
terrible.
Yeah, they discover him early, and then it's just this thing of, let's see which one, and it's part of that. And it's also really...
Oh, I get it. Yeah, it's part of the whole program, yeah.
And then they have Solidus, the third one, who has the balance genes. Remember, they discussed later, and he's like, yeah, you're actually the best because you're even... He was a true clone of Big Boss. Snake and Liquid are not true clones of the Big Boss because their genetics were manipulated in the womb.
Right. Solidus actually is the only one that's an actual, just 100% clone.
Yeah. It was Solidus. They said, leave it all cool. We're going to make just a fresh clone.
And look what that guy ended up doing.
He's a bad motherfucker. Dude, if you watch him in Metal Gear Solid 2, he's like... He's sprinting around on fucking skates and firing around and doing crazy shit. He's nuts.
Didn't he at some point he became the president?
So he is the president during the Shadow Moses incident.
During it. Right. Right.
George Sears.
George Sears, that was his name, right, yeah.
He's a Republican.
So I think they have they talk about even something else, a couple things. So basically Liquid eventually Snake draws on him, Liquid jumps in Metal Gear, and this is where one of the better fights of the game is. This is really fun, dude. It's really great. Yeah, the whole Metal Gear rises up on a platform because they're underground.
Yeah.
So it rises up, Snake's standing at his feet as they're rising up, and they rise up into like the biggest room in the whole facility.
It's a big battle.
This gigantic warehouse room, and it's empty.
Yeah.
There's really nothing. There's like a couple little containers on the side.
Right.
So basically, it's for Metal Gear to move around.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, whatever. Maybe test walking around, whatever.
Yeah, it's Super Smash Brothers Melee Final Destination.
This is what's going on. Yeah.
One big platform to fight on.
Yeah, Rex and Snake go at it.
Snake. This is my dream right here.
You're right. This is the reality that you've been.
The Don versus the Machine.
So this starts. Sounds like an anime.
This is probably
the Don versus the Machine.
While I'm talking about it, this is probably where all the seed of where all that shit started. Watching Gray Fox fight Metal Gear, and then later, like there's similar. You know what I mean? Like every time dudes fight Metal Gears, ninjas, I think it just fed my imagination as a grown ass man.
And that idea will just grow.
Yeah,
and grow if you keep up with it.
And now I'm like, hey, I see a Metal Gear. I take the 404 to the Center City. I see a Metal Gear. I chop it down.
I think if anything like that ever were to happen to you, it would be something. It would be like a giant robot. It would be some sort of Metal Gear. Something's bad going to happen in like the next 17 hours.
Yeah.
You got to either destroy this thing, or find some other means to stop it, and obviously that doesn't happen because you got to fight it.
Because I have to fight. I pull a stop sign out of the ground at 13th and Market.
Just unrooted.
One hand. It's got sharp edges, so I just fucking. What's up, bitch? But alright, so Metal Gear, it's Snake versus Metal Gear, head to head.
Right.
Otacon calls you. Mm-hmm. Tells you about the radome.
Right. If you can destroy that, he won't be able to see you.
He has to open his mouth.
Right. So it's a 2-stage fight.
Yep.
The first stage, your objective, the only way to do it is with your Stinger missile. That's the only way to do it. I think there's a couple extra ammo crates on the outskirts of the room you're in.
Yeah.
This big gigantic warehouse type thing.
As you deplete Stinger missiles, more ammo spawns.
Right. So there's nowhere in the game where you'll be caught where you can't, because that's the only way to fight it. You can't shoot it with anything else, as far as I know.
Yeah.
You need the Stinger that's the only weapon besides the PSG one where you can actually.
Yeah. I wonder if you can PSG.
Sort of Nikita, but the only weapon that can. Yeah, like sort of point upward.
Yeah.
Upward enough to.
You have a third axis of movement.
Now you can avoid him seeing you. The radome sees everything, even though it's a closed cockpit. He has all the instruments and controls in front of him.
Yeah.
But chaff grenade does temporarily confuse. It works on the radome.
Oh yeah.
So you can move around to a different position, shoot, chaff, move, because he'll be focused on there, but you won't be there.
Yeah.
That's just like anything you call the codec, everyone has their opinion about what to do.
Yeah.
It's really great.
I want to hear some of those fucking conversations.
So you sort of blow up the radome halfway, kind of.
And it comes back. It goes back online.
Yeah, and then this is where Frank Yeager shows up.
Frank Yeager.
A.K.A. Cyborg Ninja,
Dude,
a.k.a. Gray Fox.
Dude, every time they say the name Frank Yeager, it gives me chills.
Yeah.
I can't listen to a Kodak conversation, and he's like, yeah, buddy. Frank Yeager.
Oh, yeah, he always talks to him in real, like, real friendship terms. Like, really, like, Snake never had any friends. The only person he ever, like, talks about.
Yeah.
Him and Roy Campbell, he says he's his friend.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. And Roy has a moment where he's like, you're still calling me friend, huh? Like,
well, because he's in the first Metal Gear, second Metal Gear, first Metal Gear.
Yeah,
like canon, he's in there.
Yeah.
He's a prisoner. You save him.
Oh, shit. I know.
And Snake is still green. It was, you know what it was in? I think it was Zanzibar Land.
Okay.
For a second, I thought it was Outer Heaven, but Zanzibar. Oh, a quick note.
Yeah.
In Shadow Moses, the game we're talking about, MGS1, Liquid officially does name the whole island Outer Heaven.
Yeah.
And Revolver, Ocelot, he's like, so you're trying to revive the dream of Big Boss.
Yeah.
Which is, soldiers, to be able to operate without them being treated as tools, without them just being discarded,
Yeah. You know what? We never did. There's a few things we didn't dig into, right? And that's one of them. The whole political situation between Ocelot, the government, Liquid, and then Grlukovich.
Yeah, Galukovich is he's the head of, at the time, he's the head of Spetsnaz.
Yeah.
Which is the, military,
Russian
special op. Yeah. So he actually made a deal to buy Metal Gear, buy the whole weapon system.
Yep.
He's waiting on that data. He's waiting on not the computer simulated data with their supercomputers in the lab, real time actual data.
Yep.
He's not totally convinced. He needs that first, or he won't buy.
Yeah.
Politically, what else is going on really strong? Ocelot wants to leave. He's like, after this, we're done. We get the billion, we get the genes of Big Boss, the remains.
Yeah.
We're done. He's like, we still escape. Liquid's like, no. This can be our staging area. This is now Outer Heaven. He's losing it.
He's off the deep end.
He's like, we have Metal Gear. We have a whole room filled with warheads, nuclear warheads, and we'll have Glukovich, his army, backing us up. Yeah. He'd probably do pretty good at that area for like a little while.
If you're gonna, if you're gonna stage a coup at this point, he's close.
That was a big political thing, I remember.
Yeah. The Fox Archipelago it's close enough to Russia, to where if you cut a deal with Glukovich, hey, cool. This is just a forward operating base of
they'd be able to get there pretty quick, and other places are close by, whatever. Yeah.
And then they have the whole world under the barrel of a gun because now you have this invisible nuke you can launch from anywhere. You can cause an international incident without even implicating yourself.
Do we? That's important. Do we even talk about the whole part of this whole thing? Yeah, Solid Snake's the main character, but the whole point of this is why they're making a Metal Gear. The whole point of it.
Oh yeah.
It's a bipedal. It doesn't use like tracks like a regular tank. This thing can get over like certain little hills and valleys and waterways that like no tank can get over.
Yeah.
So it can get footing and traction and climb over things and get to positions where it can fire that other weapon systems cannot, right?
It's mobile.
And that's one part of it. That's a really, really important part of it. Yeah. But even the more important part is the rail cannon that they made.
Yeah. The rail cannon, the rail gun.
That's the whole deal with the nuke, right?
Yeah. So it's like, and they're working on as you go through the game, they talk about this new nuclear weapon they're working on or whatever.
Yeah, probably to be able to withstand the 0 to 6,000 feet per second. Yeah. Whatever however fast it's moving, and it has to be small enough. Yeah.
Between DARPA and Arms Tech,
that's important. Yeah.
They're working on this.
Yeah.
And Arms Tech is subcontracting out the development of this new nuclear weapon to a different arms company.
Right.
So they're developing this in secret. This is a dirty thing. And now we're getting into the realm where Jim Houseman, the defense secretary.
Yeah. He has operational control of the whole Snake's op.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's not even that's true. Also, he's doing dirty secret things outside of the notice of the president. Or so it seems at first.
At first, right? You think he is. Sure.
Yeah, you have this thing where they call it plausible deniability. Right. So it's basically, you work for your boss, and you know that your boss wants to do stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so without telling him, you act on your own authority, saying that it's coming from your boss. But really, you're doing dirty things in the back on secret. And then if it ever becomes a legal matter, you're protecting your boss by saying, hey, I didn't tell him about it. I acted alone. Mm-hmm. So Jim Houseman he's in this little situation where he's working with Arms Tech, DARPA, and the other company. And he's saying, all right, guys, we're going to develop a new nuke. And the problem with that politically is that at this point, George Sears and his Russian counterpart are about...
Solidus.
Yeah. They're about to sign the START 3 treaty. So they're about to say, hey, let's take a new step forward in nuclear disarmament. Like, that's happening within the week.
Yeah, they keep bringing that up because if this is supposed to be under wraps, if any of this got out, that START 3...
START 3's gone.
Gone, right. I just thought it was real important to bring, that up, why the Metal Gear system is so important, because it's bipedal. Yeah. It uses legs opposed to tires or tracks. It's, it's huge. And it fires nuclear warheads that were specially made. In real life, the military, United States military, the Navy, Department of the Navy has been developing this rail cannon for like 30-some years or something. They're just trying to perfect it. Yeah. And you could, instead of using a missile, which gives off a big heat signature, you can pick it up on radar easy. There's no heat, and it's moving too fast for not only for anyone to pick up, but to stop it, you have to pick it up, and you can't even pick it up anyway. You have to
see it,
and it's real small. I mean, it's a tactical. Yeah.
Missile targeting systems have to be able to see it.
That's what the whole weapon system of Metal Gear does. It's able to send these things and there's absolutely zero warning. Yeah. And it gets there fast as shit.
It gets there fast, and it's untraceable, so they have no idea.
Nobody knows where it is even coming from.
Yeah.
Nobody knows who to shoot back at.
Exactly.
It
becomes there's a lot of red telephone talk at that point.
Right. A lot of presidential, just one-on-one red telephone talk.
There's a lot of, was it you? It wasn't me.
Oh, could you imagine that really happened anywhere? Could you, like what that would mean?
Yeah.
And nobody has any evidence of it being launched or moved or fired from any. That'd be weird.
Yeah. Yeah, it would just be.
You know what you would think?
Hey guys, it ain't me.
Wait a minute. If there's no current system, right, that we know of, right, civilians know of anyway. The story would be, someone either screwed up or someone was testing a nuke. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or something. What like I don't really know like the logistics behind it. Maybe something happened. I don't know. Somebody armed it. Something if there's no evidence that it didn't get there through any means. Yeah. It was already there. That's what the real story would be. They'd say it's already here.
Yeah, it was a bomb. Wasn't.
Yeah, I just thought it was important to bring up what the point of the Metal Gear system is. Yeah. What were we before I made that note?
We were still
where are we at?
We're right in the throes of the battle with Rex.
Oh, okay. We just got through pretty much half of the battle, and the ninja shows up.
Yeah, and before we get there, there's another thing I missed.
What do you got?
There's the whole culmination with Naomi, and then the fact that she's a.
I think that's really important. Yeah.
I totally skipped.
There's a lot that's going. Well, there's a lot that's going on with her. She eventually gets on Kodak. I forget exactly where.
She gets arrested.
Yeah. Colonel.
Colonel.
He gets arrested. They interrogate her. He's like, I'd like to avoid the rough stuff, but we don't even have any sodium pentothal.
Yeah.
And that's just the street name for that is like truth serum. Whatever. Yeah. That's what they call it.
It is I looked it up. It's an actual thing. You inject in someone, they'll start giving you the keys of the crime.
Feel really relaxed. Be like, they just don't have any idea to hold anything back. Hey, what do you.
Yeah.
It's different for different people. But, so.
I wonder how I'd act on that shit.
I don't know. You may or may not act any differently. You might not change.
I'm such a detrimentally truthful dude that I would just, you know what I mean.
This ain't no big deal.
Very few things.
I'm still going to talk about what I want to talk.
I already have those moments on my own where I'm like, fuck it, I'll just tell you what's going on.
Right. Yeah. This is what's happening here.
So she, it becomes Miller while Liquid still disguises Miller. He's running around like, hey, I looked into her background. She's a fucking traitor.
He's trying to play. He's trying to make things just bad for them.
Yeah. She is sending messages to Shadow Moses, right? So we figure out that she's sending it to Frank Yeager. They're working together.
She admits it to Snake.
Yeah. But
wait a minute. She's sending messages to Frank Yeager?
I think here's the thing. It's either Frank Yeager or later on.
I don't think it's Frank Yeager because she really doesn't
line.
know that he's there.
Were
right?
they working together? Oh, yeah.
Look, if they were, wow, that totally brazed me over right now. I don't remember that being a thing.
You know what? I think you're right because at this point, it's revealed later that she's in league with Ocelot.
Yeah, I forget exactly what she was doing. I think that might be more talked about in the fourth one.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's alluded to a little bit.
It's a Patriots thing.
Yeah.
She's talking to Ocelot. So they use that to, and then Ocelot's talking to Liquid, so he knows that's happening.
Yeah.
So he can set her up by saying, "Hey, she's sending messages to the base.
She does admit it to Snake. When Snake thinks she's locked up somewhere, she calls him on the codec. She has a different one. She says she's like Campbell and the others are busy doing this. I'm calling you on a different codec. He's like, Naomi, what the hell?
Yeah.
Right. Really, like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're calling me. You're sending this shit. What are you doing? Mm-hmm. She admits that what she admits part of what she's doing, but she says it wasn't all a lie. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this whole really back thing with her, and she's not really Naomi Hunter.
Yeah, she's just
she stole it. Well, she kind of stole it. She bought the fake ID from somebody.
Yeah,
somebody in the Middle East is a real Dr. Naomi Hunter, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think she goes missing. Dr. Naomi Hunter goes missing.
She finds that out, so she's able to take her ID temporarily, but she stays Naomi Hunter the whole series.
She does the Finkel and Einhorn thing, but without changing sex. Ace Ventura. Yeah, right. Yeah. Finkel is Einhorn, remember?
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel.
Yeah, Naomi.
Finkel is Einhorn when he figured it out, right?
Yeah. He found Captain Winky.
You know, both those movies, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Mega classics.
Everything he did in the 90s is great.
That's another whole podcast. The Jim Carrey.
Oh, dude, the Jim Carrey podcast.
Dude, The Mask.
Dude, the cringe.
Liar.
The Mask.
They're some of the funniest, most entertaining movies I've seen. Some of them. They're really up there. Stuff.
Oh yeah, I had copies of Ace Ventura, the Mask, and Dumb and Dumber.
I had VHS. VHS copies of them. Yeah,
optical discs. Oh yeah, old school. Dude, I swear to God, I had VHS of these things. The Mask.
Me too. Yeah.
The Mask. I swear to God, I'd sit in my room, I'd watch it over and over, and I would go downstairs, I'd bug my mom, I'd put it on TV in the living room, and I would recite word for word the entire script of The Mask.
Verbatim. Yeah. Well, you see it enough. And like you're a little kid, you're excited about it. You know, this character is just the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah. Dude, for 2 months straight, I'm bugging my mom with this shit every fucking day, all the time.
Wow.
She was like, dude, I'm so fucking sick of The Mask.
I'm so done with this. She probably found the movie eventually.
I think she probably destroyed it, yeah.
Threw it the hell out.
Yeah.
You know how many VHS cassettes I've actually had? It's like this vast library I used to have, right?
Yeah.
That was when everyone had, this is like when DVDs were sort of just getting kind of popular.
Yeah.
But I didn't have one yet, and just went to Blockbuster, rent it.
Yeah.
I remember DVDs being this like really cool thing, and just something we didn't have yet for whatever reason, Yeah. Anyway,
but so
where we at?
We're dealing with Naomi.
Yeah, there's this is on
the way, I think, to deliver the last POW. Like it's codec conversations back and forth.
I think it's on the big cargo elevator because right after that I call it the hot room. It's where they smelt and melt the actual metals and materials for him.
Yeah.
For Rex. There's a big cargo elevator. It takes like a lot of weight. Can transport a lot of stuff. I think on your way back down. Is when that is because that's like a little bit of time. Yeah,
it's kind of interspersed in
right.
It gives you the POW situation, gives you a chance to go back and forth,
right?
Different codec conversations. So during this time she reveals, listen, Frank Yeager is my brother. Like she's been listening to Snake talk about all these people, Big Boss, Frank Yeager.
Oh, back and forth for hours. The whole mission's like really long.
And then, especially when he's locked up in the torture room, she's listening to him describe Big Boss. Oh, you could just kill your father that way.
She's like, how can you do that? And he's like, well,
yeah. And then and in foreshadow, because she gets like pissed. She's like kind of irritated with Snake at some points as the game goes on, and it foreshadows the fact that she's related to Frank Yeager and Big Boss.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So she says, "Hey, you killed my benefactor. You sent my brother home a cripple.
Mm-hmm.
I linked up with him when he came back, and I decided to join Foxhound." And she's like,
for revenge.
And she's like,
solely.
And she's like, I waited 2 long years, like an obsession. Remember that? Like,
yeah.
And I heard that, and I thought, like, 2 years is not that long to build a revenge plan.
I don't know. For her, I don't know.
For her, it was fucked up. Yeah.
I mean, in that before we get back on the
Yeah.
Metal Gear fight when Ninja shows up, she says that she just says to Snake, so you knew he was your father. Well, he said I have no family, but there was this one man that said he was my father. He kind of maybe believed him.
Yeah.
She says, even knowing that, you just killed him at your bare hands. He says one word. He says, "Yep." And he tells her that, me and Frank, after I think it was Zanzibar land.
Yeah.
We, he's like, Snake was like, I was still green. Frank showed me the ropes. He's like we were friends before and afterwards, even though we were on opposing sides because they fought hand to hand in a minefield.
Yeah.
That's pretty extreme. I don't know how that happened, but so he's like, they're like, you're still friends. He's like, it doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but war is no reason to end a friendship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Yeah. All the canon I noticed in the game kind of happens in Metal Gear 2. Right? Like in 1, it's like you go to the base and you fight who eventually we find out is Venom Snake.
Yeah.
You fight that guy, you kill him. And then, Metal Gear 2 is... That's all the Roy Campbell you meet. You know what I mean? Like
that's the big boss original.
Yeah. All the
whatever.
All the characters that really come into play in Metal Gear Solid and everything past that, you meet most of them in Metal Gear 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? 1 is sort of this. It was still a cool game and it was goofing around. You had big balls, but you didn't really have too much. There wasn't a lot of canon. It was just here's a fresh game.
There was a lot more story in the second one. Everything like we talked about this briefly toward the beginning of episode 1. I was saying everything about 2 was upgraded. Everything. Yep. It even looked. I think it went from 8-bit to 16-bit. But it's not just how it looked. Story. There was way more talking.
Yeah.
Like a lot more talking.
More story.
More stuff was written for it.
Yeah.
Everything kind of looked a little better. There were more. Everything about it was just
stealth elements were updated.
Yeah, and that was the funnest part of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Sneaking around. I don't know. Yeah. I thought it was cool.
But yeah, so that's the thing. So Naomi starts talking about all this and just her big plan. And then they mention Fox Dye.
She's truthful to Snake about it, finally.
Yeah. And then she says, hey, I injected you with Fox Dye.
Right.
And then you find out that, yes, I did do that to you, but it wasn't my,
That was part of what she was, that wasn't her personal revenge thing.
Yeah. She was told, basically Jim Houseman put it in play.
Yeah.
The Patriots.
So is it freshen something up for me. So confirm something here. So that was part of the actual mission for her to put Fox Dye secretly. Yeah. She said it was nanomachines and peptides and all this other shit.
She was instructed to do that.
So the Jim Housen, whatever, if I'm pronouncing his last name. Houseman, yeah. Houseman? Yeah. Jim Houseman. Houseman. Yeah. Oh, Christ. Okay.
Which, by the way, I thought there's a funny little aside. John Houseman is an author. And in an episode of Seinfeld, Jerry mentions Alec Berg. He's like, Alec, you have a very John Houseman name. Alec Berg. And it was just, Alec Berg's a producer in Seinfeld, but he's also a character.
Right.
And for a while I was like, I forgot that John and Jim Houseman were two different people. And I'm like, wait, did Kojima make a fucking Seinfeld reference in the game? Jim Houseman? And then I looked into it and I'm like, okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Different first name, right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, it's two different people. Okay.
Right, yeah, I got it, yeah.
But yeah, so like Jim Houseman, another like a Bob Dugnut kind of name, just like...
Right.
Like just Jim Houseman, the Secretary of Defense.
What was I...
Very much. Yeah, my bad. No, I can catch you up.
Damn.
We were talking about Fox Dye and how it seemed like they... Hey,
that was... To kill Liquid and Snake, that was the government's decision.
Yeah.
She probably just felt good about it because... Oh, I don't have to do anything. I can get my revenge by injecting him with this.
Yeah.
So she's... Well, I don't know if she's satisfied. It's funny. You hear people that go on these revenge stories. They're just not satisfied afterwards. Didn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So like she was able to accomplish or what she thought was her intent. to kill him, get some kind of revenge.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was all this government.
Yeah, it was the government. It was the dark elements of basically the deep state that decided to do this.
The whole Foxhound unit, that was taken over, that took over.
Smokes them too.
Yeah, that took over Shadow Moses, during the incident, Liquid and everybody.
Yeah.
They, once he died, DARPA chief, when Ocelot was interrogating him, he killed him, but not by accident. Everyone thinks it was by accident.
Yeah.
He killed him because the DARPA chief knew his real identity.
Yeah.
So he got that out of him. He killed him purposely.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want any of his people to know about it.
And on top of it, you remember when Dr. Clark dies in the lab accident related to Frank Yeager and Naomi?
Yeah.
So, not to skip ahead a little, but you find out that the killings of Dr. Clark and of the DARPA chief, this was Ocelot and his regime. They're executing the Patriots one by one. They're getting rid of the DARPA chief because
slowly but surely.
Yeah, because at this point in the story, it's a thing where the DARPA chief dies to cover up his tracks.
Right.
But then they reveal later, oh yeah, we killed him because we're excising the Patriots from history and we're taking over.
We're taking over, right? And they have to go to really, really be able to take over.
Yeah.
They got to get rid of all systematically. So
yeah, so that's why that's at Shadow Moses. That's why he was killed, and prior to that, that's why Dr. Clark was killed, paramedic.
Well, they knew that Snake was coming in.
Yeah,
because Snake wasn't a big surprise. Whoever they were communicating with, right?
Yeah,
they were like, "Hey, look, decoy. Time to use those skills, bro.
Yeah,
we're gonna try to get this guy, guy Snake, this operative to come in.
Yeah,
and they already knew he was gonna come in because whoever they talked to, well, they found out where Snake was, got him, and kind of, asked him to do the mission.
Yeah. Ocelot's very crazy.
So and Decoy Octopus as Anderson. Donald Anderson fed him all this shit about how important it is to put in the psychic implants that they both have. Anyone with this high level intelligence, anyone that has information like this needs these implants because of psychic attacks.
Yeah.
So they made a big point to him. You got to find this PAL card and you need to initiate it to stop the launch. But obviously it was Decoy Octopus saying, "Hey, you need to do this so we can launch the nuke."
Yeah.
So.
And you do notice right before the Decoy Octopus dies, you notice he gets a little panicked. He's like, "So by the way, what's Washington thinking? Do you know of any other ways to shut off the PAL?" Like he tries to grill him right before.
Yeah, he's like, "Are you sure you haven't heard of any other way?"
You haven't heard.
He's like, "I just said no."
Yeah, he's like a crackhead on the corner. He's like, "Dude, are you sure I can't get a buck?" And he's really feverish. And then the Fox dot cracks him.
We got to get back on this.
This
radome, dude.
Yeah. Wait. Let's just.
This is where Ninja shows up.
Yeah, but wait. Let's clean up the Naomi thing because.
Oh, okay.
Because she injects.
What else we got on Naomi?
Well, she just injects him with Fox dye.
Right.
And so ostensibly that's part of the revenge, but then you realize it's the government's plan to do it.
Yeah.
And then they mention that Naomi modified the Fox dye before she injected him with it.
Yeah. What did she modify?
So
what did she do?
I think it's not so clear. It's up in the air. But basically, the reason Fox dye doesn't kill Snake in a reasonable time frame, you can go two ways with it. It's either because he's just genetically different than Liquid Snake.
Yeah, which he is a little bit.
So it's like, okay. And I think I don't know. It's so weird that they throw that in. They say that she modified it at the end.
Well, it could have been, but throughout the game, Ocelot, they were talking about it like, oh, they were probably really desperate to put this new technology that's not even completed yet.
Yeah.
They're just throwing it in there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might have just, they didn't get all the bugs out. So it might have just been that.
There's that. I think also maybe she wanted revenge on her own terms.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'll do this, but you know what?
Yeah.
Like, I want him to live so I can make him suffer.
Right. I'm going to just kill him quick kind of thing. Right. But so that's not really, you're right, it's not really canon. What you're saying is no one's really sure, that hasn't really been cleared up.
Yeah, they made it.
Yet.
Because here's the thing. Kojima wanted to make Metal Gear Solid, and that's it. He didn't want to make a sequel.
To him, it was just going to be this really great standalone game that he's been probably writing for a while, thinking about for a while.
Yeah, he was going to wrap it up, and then the end is Naomi. Hey, live, Snake, just live. And that was supposed to be the end of it. Just this unknown thing of just, hey, I'm giving you a lease on life, even though I kind of hate you.
And then there's this the technically the owner of the property said, hey, we could probably make a lot more money if we do a second one.
Yeah. And then that's a whole fucking. And I love it when you watch. I know we're going back to Radom after that.
Yeah, we're really.
In Metal Gear Solid 2, you really notice that Kojima kind of gives a middle finger to Konami the whole time, because in a way throughout the story he's kind of talking about how sequels suck, how this copy of everything and this all, you know what I mean? Like Kojima, Hideo in his own way.
He doesn't like sequels.
He's talking about how he didn't want to do 2. He wanted to just wrap it up. They asked him to do 2, so he makes a whole story about how you have I mean, the sequel's never better than the original. Here goes this copy.
Almost never.
They're trying to within the game, diegetic to the game. They're trying to reduplicate the scenario of Shadow Moses. And they're just showing you how shitty it really is. It's not gonna work. It sucks.
Right.
But when we do 2, we get to that.
Yeah.
But so we knocked his Radom out.
He did.
Yeah.
He basically did. That was the first stage of it. But then you see this whole thing. Ninja shows up. He's jumping around. Snake's about to get crushed. Yeah. And Ninja shows up, and this dude just straight holds up the whole Metal Gear with one hand.
Which is balling.
Right, which is...
that's Sean Donnelly in Center City.
That's a lot of weight. It's that exoskeleton, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's able to hold it up, save Snake there. He sort of kind of fights the thing. This guy can jump a couple hundred feet in the air kind of thing.
Yeah.
Instead of a sword...
he's got that gun on his arm.
Now he actually attached... He pulled a RoboCop. He took part of his... RoboCop 3 this happened.
Yeah.
Or, 3. He took part of his right hand off, as part of his arm, and he attached this this cannon. It's hard to describe. It doesn't shoot bullets.
Cannon.
It shoots like this. It's like a proton cannon.
It's like plasma shots. Yeah.
I don't know what it shoots. It's weird seeing it in the game.
It's very Metroid-esque.
Shoots. Yeah, right. It's Metroid kind of thing. So this blue energy stuff.
It's like a photon, like a plasma.
So he's trying to shoot it at the. Trying to shoot at the Radom to knock it out totally.
Yeah.
He gets caught with Rex's laser.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Rex's laser.
He gets clipped at some point.
Takes off his left arm.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing.
Fuck yeah.
And now he's up on top of this little rafter area.
Yeah.
He's kind of cornered there.
I think Rex bashes into him with a fucking arm and just holds him there.
I think he's just holding him there. Not the beak. He's holding him there with one of the arms.
Yeah.
Okay. Or is it his leg?
Some sort of appendage.
Something. Yeah, I forget what it is. So he's being held there. Snake's on the other hand, he's got his Stinger missile. He doesn't want to shoot Liquid yet because he's too close to
Gray Fox.
Gray Fox Jaeger.
Gray Fox is telling him, Snake, shoot. Wait, let me see if I can.
Do it. Do both of them.
Okay.
Because they're both great. Yeah.
He's like, Snake, shoot him.
Right.
That sucked. But then, the big line, Snake aims down the barrel of it.
Oh.
And if you try to shoot at Rex at this point, he says, no good. Can't do it.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what he said. That was pretty good.
Can't do it.
No good. Can't do it.
I swear to God, I walk around my house like I'm on my way to go like I'm trying to not to eat too many yogurts or sugar or some shit.
And you think of that.
I'm in the fridge. I'm like, I mumble to myself. I'm like, no good. Can't do it. I do it.
Just think back of what.
I do it anyway.
Think back of what Snake and Frank Jaeger went through, and that'll help you not eat whatever you're trying to eat.
It's a like Ocelot. It's like a psychotherapy device.
Psychotherapy.
I trick myself.
I'm just trying to think. There's a point where Frank and Snake have a really, really great conversation. There's a bunch of chaos going. Metal Gear is
Rex takes his arm off while he's
I think this conversation that we skipped by accident, it happens right before the laser takes the arm off, because it's almost over for him after that.
They do have that conversation.
Happens right before that. They're behind. He takes his mask partly off, and you see his face.
Yeah.
He's wearing a helmet the whole game except now.
Yeah.
He's talking to Snake. He admits, he tells the truth to Snake about
Naomi's parents.
Yeah, right. He in the war, he killed her parents.
Yeah.
And he just felt so bad that he raised her as like a daughter or a sister type. He raised her. He took care of her. Yeah. He even put her through like school and everything. Naomi talked about earlier.
Yeah.
What the hell else did he say? He said a couple important points.
He mentioned, he's like...
What did he mention?
He's like, I was young and green. I didn't have the heart to take her life as well.
Yeah, he couldn't do it. Yeah, right. Yeah.
That was the idea was, which really...
I don't know what his role in it. I don't know what they were doing.
Like an African conflict mineral fucking... You know what I mean? Just
is that... Okay.
All those wars between the 70s and 90s. Mm-hmm. I'll say, I'll roughly guess.
Right.
But it was just a thing of like... The sad thing is in war-torn villages and cities, the idea is if someone's young enough, you just put them out of their fucking misery, which just breaks my heart. It's just, the idea is like...
What's the idea behind that?
It's just...
I don't get it.
It's just, here goes this 4, 5, 6-year-old...
You don't want them to grow up in this horrible world,
dude,
this life.
It's like, dude, you're...
In their area of the world.
Yeah, it's like, hey, everyone you know and love is dead. Somebody's probably going to kill you.
Oh, if their parents are already dead. If they become a refugee.
Yeah, it's like if I...
And there's nobody to... Okay.
Yeah, it's like if I raided a village, killed all the adults, and there's just kids left. It's just this idea like, hey, whoever gets their hands on these kids might do worse things to them than killing them. You know what I mean? Just they're gonna become slaves. They're gonna be tortured, raped.
Probably all the above. I mean,
become child soldiers. There's nothing but misery for it's the cycle of hatred that keeps continuing.
Wow.
You go to war with me, and now I go to war with you. And they're just saying, hey, if I put these sad kids out of their misery, there's not going to be... First off, they're not going to have to live a shit life. They're not going to become a shitty person in 10 or 20 years.
Right.
And so that's what he wanted. Later on, he decided, I should have done that. But he was just... he was green. He was fresh out of boot camp.
Right.
So he's like, I just can't fucking... He was saying... No good. Can't do it.
Yeah, that's what he was saying back then.
To her face.
Yeah. Wow.
He was no good.
Jesus.
So he took her and said, all right, we'll go back to base. They sent her to
I'm going to take care of you now. Yeah, he was the guardian of her officially. Yeah.
I'm your big brother.
And she even said she was much older than her.
Yeah.
So like they say sister and brother, but like a daughter or sister type role. Okay.
She's got to be adult 5, 6. She's in first grade. She's young. Frank Yeager's easily 15 years above her.
Something like that. I forget what else Frank and Snake talk about right there, but eventually he says, there you are. Liquid says that, right? Something like that, right?
Oh, quick thing. Frank Yeager tells Snake, tell Naomi the truth about me. Tell her what really
Tell her I was the one who killed her parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it comes...
but now maybe Snake says that to her at some point after the game.
Yeah.
But he doesn't... He doesn't tell her, like his last codec with her later on, right? Yeah. We'll get to that. He says, your brother had something to tell you. One last thing. He said that something along the lines of he loved you.
He loves you. Forget about him.
Forget about him. Life. Go on with your... Yeah, right. Maybe he does tell her what he wanted to tell her, but he doesn't do it there and then.
It's so merciful because I think it's pretty much canon that she never found out about Frank Yeager, that he told Snake his secret. And then he dies, and it never gets revealed.
Did Hideo talk about that?
Nah, but it never comes up. She never reveals.
Right. I mean, he might have done it. He might not. We don't know what these characters are.
Well,
we don't know what these people are doing.
Yeah, but it is a thing
because he's in contact with her every now and then.
Well, the last conversation they had was then, and then the next time they talk is 10 years later.
Is that true? The next time they talk is Guns of the Patriot?
Is roughly South America because they're still trying to track her down.
South America. Oh, right.
Remember when they meet up in the lab and she's checking them out?
Yeah, but how do we know that was the first? You know what I mean? Like, how do we know that was?
Yeah, but
we really don't know that. It's just players. We have no idea.
That's true.
It's just like saying, what did Snake do in between Snake Eater? What did Big Boss do in between Zanzibar and Snake Eater, and look at this huge game that you and me are playing right now.
But it is this thing of like, there's no Chekhov's gun, right? If it never gets mentioned,
it might be implied that it didn't happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it is sort of thing like he mercifully said.
He was just trying to, even though he lied to her, he's just trying to make her feel better. Yeah. Basically by lying to her.
Yeah, and Kojima thinking, hey man, this is the end of Metal Gear Solid. You know what I mean? So it's like,
to him, yeah, this is going to be the third finale of Solid Snake.
Yeah,
because look how big the game is for what he did for it. This is going to be like the last hurrah.
Yeah,
he's supposed to live his life, maybe stop soldier, maybe stop at least being like a mercenary. Mm-hmm. Stop all that shit.
Yeah,
go live with Meryl.
Yeah,
because we'll talk about it later. Meryl's the canon.
Yeah,
Otacon.
But and you do notice the endings to one.
Bonus.
The endings to 1 and 4 are the same. You know what I mean? They add stuff to 4.
Yeah, live don't worry about anything. Live your life. It's the exact same message.
It's implied. It's just saying, hey, you have some kind of life. You know what I mean? Like we think you're about to die soon. Mm-hmm. Enjoy every second of it. That's what happens at the end of the first one, and then at the end of the fourth, they're like, all right, well, you got about a year or two. You know what I mean? Just go live your life, enjoy yourself.
Right.
And it's just. Both like they really finalize it in 4, because that whole Fox die eventually, you know what I mean? Like he's fine by the time you see him in 2. He's living a whole. He's back. He came out of retirement.
Right.
It's very forced, and really, 1 and 4, they were going for the. They were like, all right, at 4, he's like, fine, dude, fucking, we're gonna end it for real this time. Stop making me make sequels. I'm making prequels from now on.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Yeah, but all right, so. Frank Yeager, he tells the secret, and then he comes out fucking busting, right? Comes out with the gun, knocks the radome out.
Yeah, he says a cornered fox is more dangerous than it. So he ultimately takes it out with that last shot from that energy weapon thing he has.
Yeah.
So there's 2 points where he says interesting things. I think there's one point where when Snake can't shoot the stinger,
can't do it.
Yeager's talking to him.
Yeah,
I think he said he was something about upset that he killed her parents. I think he mentions that again. Okay. I might be wrong. I think he does. So he says stuff along those lines, but then he says a couple things. After he shoots it, that automatically once you get rid of that sensor, the radome, the beak automatically opens up because you can't see. You have to physically see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So the beak or something. Scrapes it, pulls him down off of that thing. He falls, and Metal Gear like steps on him.
Yeah,
but he's not dead yet. He's still talking to Snake.
he's like, we're not tools of the government,
right.
Snake.
Right, or anyone else's.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, he said we're men.
Right,
is what he said.
Yeah, he briefly just talked to Snake, and then does Snake say anything like right before he died? I don't remember.
I think he just kind of
so basically Metal Gear
like a fox moment. Yeah,
right. He yells it, and then that's when Metal Gear officially ends. Frank Yeager. He dies. He steps on him essentially.
And then this is the real fight. This is beaks open. Fucking
There's no. It's just him and Liquid. Nobody else. So it's really, really, really similar to the first stage, opposed to using chaff and stinger. Now that he's out in the open, what I did, you switch to stun.
Oh shit!
Switch to stun. You can move your look. I mean, you can just keep shooting. So you want to just shoot right at him.
Yeah.
Right. Otacon says if you can get a stinger missile inside the cockpit, you
blow up the controls to Metal Gear.
Literally,
and that's the move. Yeah.
So you run around. It's a really big area. You can hide from him a little bit. You can't really go. He has a couple different weapons on him. He has a laser if you get really close.
Yeah.
If you get like right under him, he'll
get right where Rex's dick and balls would be.
You're right on right.
Yeah.
There's the laser. If you get a little farther away, there's that like some sort of Vulcan.
He's got a Vulcan cannon,
like a mini gun. One of those things.
Yeah.
And another attack he has is the worst one. Are these bombs or these missiles he shoots at you?
Yeah.
That's if you're a little further away from him, depending on your proximity. He also can step on you. If you're running around his legs, he'll stop, stay still, and try to get you. The laser, the gun, and the missiles. So you eventually, beat him till his health bar goes down. You just shoot him enough with the Stinger missile.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, you just want to dodge everything, stinger him down. Does the question? Do you know this? Does the PSG one work on him at this point?
I don't know if you can shoot. Oh, if you can look up.
Yeah,
you can look.
You can aim at him. I don't know if shooting him.
You can move
works.
up and down, but I don't see you. To initiate the gun in the game, you have to get prone. You have to go on the ground.
Yeah.
And I look, I'm not 100% on this. I don't think you can look up enough to do it. Maybe you can. Maybe someone's done it. I've always just done the Stinger because it was quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone.
That's
does
a good
so.
question.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I might be able to
yeah, look that up. See if that's a. I don't think you could look up enough to do it, unless you were maybe all the way at the other end of this place, and he was like at the other end of the corner. Maybe I'm not really sure.
PSG.
That's funny. PSG 1 in Metal Gear Fight. MSG 1.
Oh, okay. Here's a Reddit article.
Yeah, good old Reddit article.
Let's see. Oh, I think you can.
Can you just shoot him?
Yeah.
I think I always just use the
Not
Stinger.
practical by any stretch of the imagination, but
So it's really, really tough to do.
it looks like, yeah. If someone didn't know about
You got any images of that, or pick like you actually see like the crosshairs on liquid?
I think I have a video. Let's see.
Oh, even better.
Let's see if this works in real time. Yeah, 'cause I was sort of thinking.
As we're chatting.
Yeah, I was sort of thinking that the whole time. I'm like, I wonder. Okay, wait. In this, fuck.
I wonder if there's even another weapon you have to maybe do it. I don't know. Nothing really shoots upward like
The
that.
video starts. In this video, I show how you can take out Metal Gear Rex with the PSG 1 in the PlayStation version. Okay.
Now, is this with the Radome N liquid? Like when the beak opens up and he's exposed?
I think the beak's got to be open, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what? Ninja, Frank Yeager, Gray Fox. He does. Before he gets hit, before the laser hits him, he says, "Here's one last gift or one last present from." He gives him a box of ammo for Stinger missiles.
He just points at a swirling. It's on the ground.
Yeah, they're always hovering and they're like moving around.
Yeah,
it's like, here's one last present from me.
Yeah, it's like a power up,
Right.
I do love
They
that.
respawned anyway, but it was just neat.
Yeah,
that
I
did
do.
that.
I do love about Metal Gear Solid that like it still feels like a Nintendo game. It still feels like an I think it was originally for the MSX.
Is that what? Okay.
So they first came out with it for, and then I think they ported Metal Gear 2 to the NES, I believe.
Is that what they did?
I think so.
Okay. Huh.
I could be. I could be. Shit.
Did you get a video on that or not?
I do. Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Sometimes you just hit images and you can see the.
Yeah. He's throwing. He's got the bandana on. He's throwing stun grenades. I think that's a prerequisite. You got to stun him.
Right. Well, you have to stun him somewhere, and then I think you have to be far away enough to do it. Like obviously, the closer you are, the less angle.
That's what he's doing.
You'll be able to look up the farther away you are.
That's what he's doing because he's leading them to one end of the arena with stun grenades. And
Right.
He's getting them all the way to one end, and then he's like.
Okay, so this is super tough to do. I mean,
yeah.
Maybe in like a half an hour you'll get off like just a couple shots.
Yeah, he's like spamming it. Oh, I'm watching the video now. Oh fuck! He took a huge chunk of his ass.
Really?
Yeah, he shot him from the back too. Rex was facing the other way, and he shot at the cockpit from behind. Just the way the game.
Somehow the bullets were able to make damage. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the hitboxes are there, so it's fine.
That's neat. That's good to know.
That's fucking crazy.
I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
I might have to power this game up again.
I don't know if I'll ever touch Metal Gear Solid ever again. Like physically with my hands, you know what I mean?
Wait a minute.
Like I should.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Kefka Productions always does it for me.
Okay. He's got the bandana, got the stun grenades. Yeah, right. This is what I thought of.
Yeah.
He's got to be in the corner, and this guy's got to be all the way at the other end just to be able to
yeah,
look.
because he's in the upper right and the lower left, yeah.
The most distance you can get, just so you can be able to look up. You won't be able to look up too high if you're too close.
Yep. That's crazy.
Oh, shit.
Son of a bitch, he did it. And then nuts.
wonder how long it took him. Or maybe not that long because...
That video's about 10
I
minutes.
wonder, if you shoot him from the back with a Stinger missile, does it do damage?
I'm assuming it does. I feel like the hit
Maybe it does, yeah. If it's like in the middle,
yeah,
it's considered part of the cockpit, whatever, in the game, whatever.
Programming in games, like at this point, it's all like hitboxes are already like a kind of a, you know, like a strange science.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
Everyone, to this day, people complain about hitbox. Oh, I shouldn't have got hit. Oh, I shouldn't have hit him.
Yeah.
So even back then, they're like, all right, dude, it's just there and just...
You know, these little glitches, these little things, they're going to happen no matter what your best intentions are.
Yeah. It is crazy how people, I mean, just how people exploit that kind of stuff, too. Like...
So, oh, yeah.
Speed runs and... But yeah, we can... yeah, I guess
you're able to hit the weak spot that Otacon tells you about. You're able to put a Stinger missile in there, and that's it. He just he loses control of Metal Gear.
Yeah,
totally loses it.
Crash to the ground.
Yeah. What happens? I mean, like right after that. What exactly happens?
Right after yeah. Do you want to find out on episode 5?
I think episode 5 we're going to find out.
Alrighty.
I'll probably remember.
Yeah. All right, guys. That's episode 4.
Nice.
We're going to...
Went over a lot of good material.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Whole lot. I love the Naomi chunk. That's,
yeah.
To me, that's the big chunk of
that's
the
a really interesting part of the game that's
yeah.
extra that didn't have to be in there, but it's in there because it's a Metal Gear game.
It's like this classy hot chick in the beginning, and then she's like, I've been waiting for you, bitch. You know?
Man.
It's it's emotional. I
think it's real emotional, yeah.
It's the B-side. I always love the B-sides of, you know what I mean, games and film. Just like, God damn it, the little side story to fucking get you.
Man. So episode 4.
In the can.
Nice.
Episode 5. Being recorded
instantaneously.
See you in a second, guys.
Later, folks.